Hello YouTube, this is Rata Gris 21. I'm reporting on the progress of my 3-line rifle stock by Utah Custom Gun Stocks, as well as the JMECK scope mount. Now I did install the JMECK scope mount as you see here before you. Now this is not a complete job, but I did want to touch base and show progress, as some people have asked me where we stand on this particular project. Now I did complete the project here as far as installing the scope mount, but as the instructions indicate, and I previously mentioned in the video, that you may have to sand in this particular area here to accommodate the band. Now one of the things that I received a message from JMECK. He was indicating to me that this is the first scope mount that he created originally, but back in 2006, and then he started selling it in 2007. But then he created the low profile scope mount that is what you see that Savage 1R created about a year ago, which was considered the first generation low profile scope mount. But the original low profile scope mount was discontinued due to the fact that it was too difficult to machine. And at the same time, the good thing was that it led to development of other scope mounts, and now the one that they're promoting more is this particular design. So as you can see here, with the benefit of having the scope mount is that you can actually see, and you may not get a very good picture because of the limitations of the camera, but you see what the base or the rail is on the particular rifle. Now this particular base here is 5 inch. The base here, and then of course you have the rail. The weaver rail is 5 inches in length. On the low profile one, it is actually 4 inches in length. Now this one here is, I am incorporating it into an Ishevsk 1939 model. As you can, you may or may not be able to see there very clearly. But here's the stamp of the mark from the arsenal, and then of course you have the year of production, 1939, which is essentially the start of the war. Now this is an M9130 1939 model, and this is my 3-line rifle stock. This is a work in progress, and I just wanted to provide an update on that, as I spoke to JMECK. Very well impressed with the video that I did on the see-through mount that he has provided to us. This is an all-steel design. Okay, relatively easy to work with. His instructions are very clear, and I also wanted to add that he has 4 pages, not 3 pages, on his manual, and I have that here. So it is. He makes a very detailed report on the scope mount installation instructions. And in essence, the instructions themselves is 13 steps, but it's really not that difficult. It's a lot of wording, but he just does provide a lot of things, what to keep an eye out for, and how you have to actually make your adjustments and so on. And as you can see, here's his email. And but I just wanted to touch base on that. Here's the first page of the illustrations, so to speak, on how to initially go through the steps, how this would come together, the band. And then of course the good thing about the process is he shows you on the inside of the stock what needs to be removed. So you have your magazine well, your magazine lug here, and then of course it indicates on how to tape. And then of course this is how you would have your taping on the side version, primarily the left hand side, where you would have to make your adjustments. Now in my particular rifle, that's where I stand right now. Right here is where I'm going to have to make my adjustments. The rifle does not sit flush with the stock here, but that allows room for it because this is a different type of stock. Now this particular rifle stock, I was told originally that you could not use the iron. It was not designed for iron sight use here, but in actuality I'm able to clearly use the iron sights as well as the scope. But overall, a very, very beautiful weapon. And one of the things that I wanted to touch base on while I'm here, and I did show on another video, was this is the bolt body that I got from Andrew Arnold. And one of the things that I wanted to point out right here, and you can't really see it very well, is the Cyrillic writing that I previously mentioned. It's very, very fine print, and I know there is a little bit of a shadow, but you can see, but right above here is the bow and arrow from the Ishev's arsenal. Now, the other things that I wanted to touch base as well is this right here is cosomoline. Now, this weapon has previously been cleaned. The one thing that I will say in reference to cosomoline is it's going to be everywhere, primarily in the chamber area. So one of the things that you obviously want to do is not only do a very, very thorough cleaning with mineral spirits, but also what you would want to do is, you can see right there on the lugs, is come back and hit it with some heat. One of the ways you can actually do that is utilizing the method of a heat gun. Now you can also come back and maybe use something like Blue Wonder and a number 4 steel or 4/0 steel wool, and that helps provide a little bit of a lubricant slash cleaner. The other thing too is you can also come in and do another method, which is using the sun and using an aluminum pan. Now, one of the things that I wanted to mention on the aluminum pan that I've previously have used is this type of aluminum pan here. What I would suggest doing is disassembling everything. This is the original bolt body, and it does have a little bit of cosomoline on it too. I've tried to do about as thorough of a clean job as I can on this, but right here you can see traces of cosomoline. I know there's a little bit of reflection. There's a little bit of trace here of cosomoline still in the chamber, and that's where the heat would come in. But needless to say, I would put a piece of blue shop towel here, place the parts here, and then turn around and place the plastic lid over it. So essentially what you're doing is creating a oven effect, and roughly in about an hour you'll eventually get the cosomoline to run. Now, one of the things you can also use once it's heated up and you let it cool down a little bit is you can use a little lighter fluid to work these areas once it's heated up, and it helps get it out. But the primary area that you really want to work on is right here inside the chamber area, as well as all along here inside of where the bolt assembly sits inside and works its way back and forth. But your biggest culprit for the sticky bolt situation lies back up in here in the chamber area, and that's where the lugs actually sit. You can also do some lapping compound, and that'll also help take care of that situation. But I just wanted to touch base, but essentially this is what the rifle looks like. It's using the Utah custom gun stock. This is a progress report. If there's any questions, please feel free to make a comment or drop me a line. This is Rata Gris, and I hope you're enjoying the progress report.